So I am Kofi Debrah, and actually first I want to thank Alexander and team and Noah Conference for the opportunity to present here today, and really great to be amongst you all. Okay, so here I am with Mr. Kwams. He's a leading farmer in Ghana, voted best farmer in Ghana 3 times so far. He's also agroforest and just general inspiration for the work, one of the inspirations for the work we do. Okay, you've seen the project area, and here's Aziza. So she was born in 2018, so she's 4 years old, and in 2050 she'll be 32. And so I'm always wondering what's the future going to be like for Aziza, when she sort of comes of age and has kids. And to be honest, it's not looking that great. We need to change a few things in society for her to thrive. And here in Ghana, I mean, as in much of the world, poverty is a main driver of deforestation. And this picture here, what it represents is actually income, right? So all of the individuals here probably have families to feed, life emergencies that they need to finance, medical expenses, and most of those who live in and around forest reserves, the forest reserve is their main source of income. So we need to create systems where they're rather regenerating those reserves and still getting income from it, but rather regenerating it rather than degrading it. That's our main challenge. And so again, always looking at how can we create better systems for people to, regenerate and get an income from the reserves rather than degrading it. So that's really a lot of what our work is doing. And so we're always grateful to be based in Kumasi, Ghana, where we have a number of great leading institutions and phenomenal individuals, such as Dr. Kofi of the Center for No-Till Agriculture. I mean, here he's dropping knowledge bombs on us on like how we can, regenerate the landscape at scale, increase carbon in the soil, and do all of these wonderful things. And also in Kumasi, we have the Forestry Research Institute of Ghana, which was founded in 1968. We have a whole department of agroforestry at the University of Science and Technology. The Forestry Commission of Ghana has a headquarters there, the Soil Research, and a number of other leading institutions. So we're really surrounded by greatness. However, there's still Ghana's deforestation is increasing. So we're just also wondering why. What is it? Seeing as we're surrounded by all of these great things, why are we still being deforested? Here, we run a workshop with farmers, and then we put them into breakout groups, and then we ask them to create the most ideal agroforestry system. And so we put them in groups for half an hour. And so what I've spent and other people spend years trying to figure out. They spent half an hour, and then they created these great economic systems that would bring them wealth and boost biodiversity. So you can see here that they've got aquaculture here. You can see some of the fishes. We've got the chickens, adding nutrients to the soil, a variation of tree crops, economic fruiting trees, and also cash crops thrown in. So it's not for lack of knowledge and not lack of knowledge and what to do and how to do it, that deforestation is still increasing in Ghana. So we're still stuck in the road, right? So we're like sort of wondering, why is it? Why hasn't our program gone viral? Why aren't all the farmers rushing to join our program? And so again, I come from a academic background in anthropology, so I'm always looking at what pillars of society do we need to change to kind of make the road smoother for this transformation. And so what we landed on is land rights. So the vast majority of farmers in Ghana don't have legally registered land, and it makes them super vulnerable because the custodians of the land, who are the sort of the chiefs, or we call them the traditional family, they're legal representatives of the land, the first port of call when you're looking to buy land or lease land. Their main source of income is selling land, right? So that puts them in conflict with smallholder farmers because the smallholder farmers need security, and they need, in order for them to think long term. And also with land rights. I was on a call with Patrick Worms. He's a scientist at the World Agroforestry Center, and he was glowing about the project in Niger where they've regenerated 5 million hectares, the size of Switzerland, led by smallholder farmers in Niger, a fellow West African country. And so I asked him, what was the enabling environment? What led to that? And he said, what's often overlooked in that project is that they gave them this piece of paper that's signed by the relevant legal authorities that says the farmer owns this land. So suddenly they've gone from short-term cash crop thinking to more long-term agroforestry thinking. And so we partnered about a year and a half ago, we partnered with Ben, a Ghanaian-American land tech firm, who've developed a digital solution for urban environments that registers and captures data of property owners and landowners in urban environments. And we've remodeled their software for rural areas. And there's some added complexities in rural areas, such as the land tenure and tree tenure in Ghana are two separate things. So you can have the same piece of land, but two different regimes. So you can imagine the conflict that emerges in there. So it makes it quite difficult to scale projects. Back to Aziza. So it's 2050. In January 2023, her parents received a land title, and suddenly they were thinking more long-term and also thinking about what Aziza can inherit. So she's 32, she's thriving, she has managing a team of 20. And so again, these are the things we need to change. And really, land rights is a very key factor, especially in Ghana. So just focus on some of the work we've done. And on this slide, I'll focus on the community resource management area that we've helped to create with the government of Ghana. And the CREMA is a landscape governance mechanism that helps, that structures communities in a way that gives them more rights and ownership over their land. So on top of giving them land rights and the community resource management area, we've really got a winning formula. And more importantly, disputes such as land can be resolved within and by the community. In terms of monitoring, we'll be independently verified to prove that we are doing what we say we are. And just touch on, as I mentioned, 90% of farmers don't have formal land tenure. So imagine if, we're in this sort of a cash-rich world. If we didn't have proof of ownership on the houses we're renting or own, it'd be chaos, right? It'd be disaster. So we need to give this to farmers in Ghana, because this is also beyond their control. And again, this has all led to a 20% decrease in tree cover in Ghana. Right? We need to transform this. Our theory of change, so focusing on education and gender equity and tree and land titling, those two things alone will really help to transform the landscapes in Ghana. And what we need to do it, the big ask, so we're going to generate close to 500,000 credits over 8 years, over initially 1,500 acres. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, we're at the PDD stage. And we chose the Plan Vivo protocol because the vast majority must go to farmers, and we are going to directly impact 2,500 people. And so this picture really sums up the work we're going to be doing over the next few years. And here's Samuel, he's a graduate of the Science and Technology University, the Geomatics department, and we've partnered with that department to map farms in the landscape. And there's a community looking on, also thinking about their future, and this work will help to secure it. And here are my contact details. So really looking forward to any questions or queries. Thank you.